And so this summary was just to illustrate potentially if FEMA does not reimburse all the work that Alden and crew are doing, that taxpayers could be asked to increase their payments to 59 million. But that's, you know, if FEMA says, sorry, no more reimbursements. So I'd be glad to answer any questions as long as it doesn't have the health department or alcohol tax proceeds in it. That was a joke.
I don't.
That was funny.
I don't see anybody in the queue. I'll just say, you know, I appreciate the way you frame that, Ms. Frasca. You know, I have seen this sort of talking point out there now that, you know, there's this one talking point that some political candidates are saying now that, you know, we had a surplus and now we have a $50 million deficit, or we're $50 million in the hole. And that just is not an accurate representation of our budget situation. Our operating budget is balanced, and, you know, it's balanced when we passed it. And this is, you know, FEMA has not said that
Mr. Dunbar, I apologize
to,
for interrupting, but I don't know if it's appropriate that you talk about what candidates are campaigning on right now.
Well, this is just a talking point that I appreciate that she has clarified, that it is not the case that we are $50 million in the hole, because FEMA hasn't said they aren't going to reimburse us. Okay.
Again, I would refrain, please.
Point of order. I object.
Who's objecting?
This is Ms. LaFrance, Mr. Chair, and I believe it is appropriate to provide factual information about the city's financial situation here.
It is, Ms. LaFrance, if you're not just talking about candidates who are running in a campaign currently. Everything else Mr. Dunbar said, absolutely he can say it, but not when referring to campaign or candidates. He is running for office.
All right. What I'll say is I have heard in public the misunderstanding that we are at a $50 million deficit. And I appreciate that Ms. Frasca did not phrase it that way, because it is not our operating budget. It is a request we have made of FEMA that could take years to potentially be resolved.